Hello, everybody, and good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. Hey, it is your girl, Ruthie D. Truth, your financial wellness coach, and your number one shot for goal. And I know that y'all know what today is. It's the Wheel of Life Wednesday. Yes, it is the Wheel of Life Wednesday, y'all. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you all for everybody who has subscribed and hit that follow button. Thank you so much to all of the dads and grads out there. I want you to know that I really appreciate every last one of your support, especially on this mission to my Ruthie's Road to 800 journey for 2025. Thank you so much. And I'm hoping that any and everything that I've been putting out so far has really been helping you. I really hope that these check-ins have been helping you tremendously, just with at least reflecting and learning more about yourself. The personal growth aspect is really what is most important with the Wheel of Life Wednesday. And I wanted to make sure that if you are getting anything out of these weekly check-ins, that you let me know. Give me some feedback. Let me know if there's anything that you want to see, anything you may feel like I might be missing. Drop it in the comments below. All right. Um, I'm going to be focusing my attention on the YouTube channel because I want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to leave full comments, watch the full video, because I was having a little bit of technical difficulties earlier, but I figured it out, and yeah, so here we go on YouTube. Let me make sure that that is there in Instagram land. Hold on one second. Here we go. Yes. All right. So anybody who's watching on Instagram, head on over to YouTube so that way you can see the Wheel of Life Wednesday live because I unfortunately am not able to show the digital version of the different categories. All right. And let's see if this can be pinned. The link is also in the bio. So yeah, so for everybody who's on Instagram right now, feel free to click the link in my bio and head on over to YouTube so that way you can see the full digital version of the Wheel of Life Wednesday. All right. So if anybody may be new here, let me introduce you to what the Wheel of Life Wednesday workbook is, what it's all about, and how it can best help you. All right. So the Wheel of Life Wednesday is a comprehensive tool that helps dads and grads, especially those who are neurodivergent, with expressing what is happening in their lives. Once a week, at least every Wednesday. If you want to chime in, you will come right here to Ruthie Beachman's channel and or page, wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's YouTube or Instagram. And yes, you will take time to check in and reflect, right? So this is a comprehensive tool to help you reflect on both your mental health and your financial wellness. All right. So step one is to find a trusted family member or significant other and sharing this weekly experience with you. All right. So the objective is that you really find someone within your life currently that you trust to share this, your feelings with, what's going on in your life currently, because the objective is to make sure that if life is for you right now, you are not going through the major life transitions by yourself. All right. You are not alone. You should never feel like you're alone. And if you do, that is exactly what the Wheel of Life Workbook is for, to help you get through the feeling of not, feeling like you're not, feeling like you are alone, right? So you do not have to suffer in silence, all right? And, you share with dignity, basically. All right, so step two is next. Each of you will choose a color, preferably your favorite color, or um, if you do have access to the actual feelings wheel, there's one behind me. The feelings wheel has a number of different colors as well as um, words that feelings, feeling words that are associated with the color. So if you want to use the color on the wheel to uh, express which word you're feeling in that particular category, you can use the wheel colors. Or if you want to have a consistent color across the board and you just write the word in the journaling part when you place why you responded to it, then you can just write your word there. And of course, when you see the word, we'll know what the word is, or at least the category. And so this is aimed to help you, find the right words to express what is going on inside and what's going on in each of these categories within the group, right? So this wheel. Hopefully, if you're not understanding exactly how this works, you will let me know in the comments below. If I don't see comments, if I don't see feedback, then I will just naturally assume that you catch my drift, you know exactly how to complete the text. All right. Also, for the digital version, there are no colors, so that one is more straightforward. Uh, but this is just for people who want the physical version of it. There are colors involved because obviously this is how you fill out the wheel. All right. So step three is to take turns asking each other, how are you feeling? Right, on the scale of 1 to 10. And so with each category, one is representing the absolute worst you've ever felt in your life, and 10 represents the absolute best that you've ever felt in your life. And each of the categories, there are eight, two of which have categories. You will write down why you chose that number for this past week. All right. Excuse me. Welcome, welcome. All right. And then step four, the final step, is once you have a number colored in or bubbled in, if you do the digital version, for each category, you will use the follow-up questions to further elaborate on your real results for this week. All right. So that said, I'm going to do the digital version and one moment. If I could share my screen here. Yes, I'm doing the digital version of the, let's see, here we go, on YouTube. All right, so everybody who's tuned into YouTube, let me know if you can see my screen. Let's see. Hopefully you can. All right, looks like it's working. Thank the Lord. All right, here we go. All right, so uh, for the Wheel of Life Wednesday, you will, for the digital version, you will type your email. Being that every week I already have everything saved in, you can feel free for all of the digital folk out there who want to uh, complete this digitally. You can absolutely save that information and it'll always be there. And for the sake of demonstration, instead of my birthday, I always put the, the date that I'm actually completing the task. I mean, completing this Will Life Workbook session. And next, before we officially get started, let me know. Are you a dad or are you a mom? And if so, are you a graduate? If so, do you have children? If you're a grad, do you have children or are you child free? Are you a child free graduate? All right. And if you are both, you can put that you're a double whammy as far as dads and grads are concerned. A double whammy dad and so for me, I will put that I am a mom grad. All right. And next, next you will just click in. So basically, mom. So you'll click in the mom column, graduate column, down to what all of the boxes that apply to you. So for me, I am a parent of a daughter as well as the parent of a son, and I'm also a millennial grad, and my children are teenagers currently, and I have graduated from high school as well as trade school, and I have an associate's. I did have to drop out of college just before I got my bachelor's, but that's another story for another time. But I did have my associates, so yeah, we will move on to next. All right, and the first category is friends. Friends. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your friends category for this week? And I have I've done this actual session earlier today. Unfortunately, I didn't write down my numbers. I have to go back and review it, but I'm going to go off the top of my head from what I think I can remember and just try to re-jog my memory based on this. So, um, while you guys are typing in the chat, your responses are, let me just read what the definition is for friends. So, friends is a person that you know very well and share a bond of mutual, non sexual affection with. All right. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your friends category for this week? I will say, I think I believe I chose 7 out of 10 for this week. And the reason why I chose that, sorry, my bad, y'all. Chose a 7 out of 10 for this week because, I'm going through a lot of self reflection. Um, Earlier today, I had Bernadette Joy on, and we spoke about her book, Crushing My Goals. And that book has really been giving me a lot of different cues to or prompts to help me self reflect and what it is that how what my perspective is on life right now. And so it's very interesting because I didn't realize a lot of things prior to reading this book and a few other books I'm reading at the same time. But I will say that it's really giving me a lot of insight on like which direction I need to take all of these categories and how does that look within this new identity of who I am becoming. So, so with that said, I would say on a scale of 10, 7, just learning a lot about my new perspective of who real friends. Right. All right. And you said, okay. So you said your friends is a 4 out of 10. Didn't talk to friends yet. Okay. Mhm. You know, it's like that sometimes. You know, life just has a way of lifing sometimes. And unfortunately, we don't always get a chance to talk to our friends. But hopefully, you'll be able to talk to them before they take their last breath. You know, that's my hope. Um, okay. So I'm trying to monitor the chats. All right. The next category, I don't see anything in the YouTube chat yet. All right. So the next category is health, right? This category is subdivided into mental health and physical health. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your mental health for this week? That's typing in the chat. I will read the definition. So, mental health is a person's state of mind and emotional well being. And I would say for this week, I feel like I'm about 7. Again, this has been a very introspective week of learning for me. So a lot of my answers are going to be redundant as far as learning is concerned. So I've just learning, I'm just say learning a lot about myself um, and what life is like as a neuro spicy woman. And I'll just leave it at that because I know what I mean by all of this, right? And wait for you to take the response. And while you're typing your response, I'm going to move on to the other subcategory, which is physical health. All right. So, physical health is a person's state of being with regards to their organs and body system functions. And on a scale of 1 to 10, um, I would say physically, I feel like I'm at 9 out of 10. You know, despite a few snap, crackles, and pops in my legs. I can say that I'm feeling blessed to have full activities of my limbs. All right. All right. So you say mental health is a 7 out of 10. It's okay. I'm managing. Okay. All right. Have you been doing a meditation? Because I know that was a part of the action plan last week. Let me know. Let me know. All right. And while you're typing your response in the chat, I'm going to move on to the next category, which is family, la familia. So, family are people who are there for you in times of need, joy, and sorrow. They help you to grow and figure out who. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your family category for this week? You said, shockingly, I did. Okay. Yes, getting that meditation on. The magnetism. That's what's up. All right, all right. I can tell because I see the number improved. I don't remember all the numbers, but I, I know. Right? Yeah. So we're taking action. That's what it's all about. All right. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your family category? For this week, I would say again, due to the reflection and everything, if I remember correctly, I think I chose a 6 out of 10 for this one. So I just put based on my reflections this past week, I am learning how to re-identify myself and how best I fit and don't fit in. Oops, my goodness. Which has been quite a process. So so yeah, so the self reflection for this week, um, again, reading Bernadette Joy's book has really helped me to pinpoint a lot of like key moments within and milestones within my life over the years, and how many of those milestones and different life events had an impact within my family dynamic, and or the lack thereof. So there's that part of it. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so there's that part of it, but ultimately, I can say that I'm still it's a work in progress. So just in the phase of just re-identifying myself, like who I am, and it remind me of when I was in therapy. Um, Ironically, the exercise that has inspired the wheel of life, the check-ins that I'm doing right now, where my therapist had me draw a circle, and she had me basically slice my life up and how I identify myself back then at that time, into all of my different titles. Like, who am I? Who's Ruth or Ruthie? Right. And, at the time, I was just writing it out. Each slice was like I was a mom, student. At that time, I was a divorcee, because I believe this was after my divorce, um, or separation. I think I was separated at the time, one or the other. Um, I was taking care of both of my grandparents at that time, living in with them, and working in the hospitals. I was an employee, I was a coworker, and so all of these different um, titles, all of these different hats that I was wearing, it was the purpose of the exercise was to really put it out, make it like in a circle, because it's like a pizza pie pretty much. My therapist was Italian, so we talked about pizza, of course, in the old New York fashion way. You know what I'm saying? Got a baby, you stop. But all jokes aside, she the objective was for her to make me was to help me realize that I could not be 100% of any of those titles. The more titles that I had, the less percentage I was able to divide myself into. Or sorry, dedicate to one particular slice. And so, yeah, so basically it's like the difference between having a regular eight slice pizza where you don't really have much of anything going on in your life versus um, a 16 slice pizza like Chuck E. Cheese. Like, the moral of the story is the more that you have going for yourself, the less likely you're going to be able to show up for everybody and everything in your full capacity. And that was really helpful for me because it helped as a leader. It was very helpful because it forced me to realize that being human is a part of the process, and so you can't put 100% into everything. So don't worry about making mistakes. Just keep going. Just keep pushing, and just know that the more slices you have in your pie, that means the more productive you are being in society. So give yourself grace, extend credit to yourself for you to know that you are doing your absolute best. You're not settling for less. You are doing your best, and you want to recognize yourself for those, just for that, just for everything that you're doing, and not spread yourself thin because then you won't be able to enjoy any of the slices. So there was that lesson within that as well. So yeah, so don't slice yourself too thin, but also don't have too thick of a slice because then it's like so many calories going on. You gotta have balance in your life. So anyway, you said I digress. All right, so family. Since you said okay, 8 out of 10, just spending time and enjoy. I'm enjoying family life. Okay, I hear that. Cool, cool. All right, so the next category is fun. And y'all know what I like to do. Y'all know I like to sing the song. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all down here with Ruthie. I know that's definitely not the worst song. But I cannot help. My neurodivergent brain cannot help but to sing that song every time I see the word fun. Like visibly seeing it. But yeah, y'all just gonna have to deal with it every time I come on here when I get to this part. The remix version, of course. So with that said, while you guys are typing in the chat, what your number is your response for this week, let me read the definition of fun. So, fun, also known as recreation, involves one or more activities of enjoyment, amusement, or light-hearted pleasure. All right. And so, with that said, how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 about your fun category for this week? And I would say for this week, I'm not having much fun. I'll be honest with you. And again, because I've been in more so than out for the most part. Um, and just introspectively speaking, uh, it has not been fun to revisit many of my life highlights, my journey, my hardships, my money mistakes, my just everything mistakes, like many mistakes that I made in life, because it's difficult to take pride. Like we're so used to having to take pride in a lot of things that we do, and it made me realize that there are so many things that um, made me who I am. A lot of the adversity that I experienced, you know, it's like a double-edged sword. It made me who I am, made me the level of resilience that I have now. I owe to that adversity, but at the same time, I always felt like I could have done without it. But I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm, you know, dropping in the comments if you resonate with that. Like, if you also feel like a lot of what you have gone through, which may not have felt very, like felt avoidable, you still kind of went through certain things in life. Um, yeah. So I would say for this week, yeah, I didn't have much fun. Just taking the time out to process, the emotions of what I've experienced in life so far. And yeah, even despite a lot of achievements at my age thus far, I really, it really sucks to have to revisit things you just don't want to revisit. But it's a part of the process, and uh, eventually, hopefully, it will get easier for me to. It will become easier for me to share a lot of my stories, to help empower other neurodivergent dads and grads out there who can relate, and um, and hopefully empower them to share their stories. Shout out to Bernadette Joy. Thank you so much for encouraging me to share my story, um, and kind of like reinstate my publication that I had out a while back. So it's going to be a work in progress, but hopefully I can release it in time for the middle of this year. So around like June, July. See. All right. So with that said, I'm just gonna type in much uh, happening, and it's been very fun. Has been uh, it's been growth oriented. All right. All right. So you said 8 out of 10. Even though I feel uncomfortable with my son's B-day party that was thrown for him, I enjoy seeing him interact with other kids and him hitting his father with the pinata bat. Oh my god! I hope your son didn't see you enjoying that too much. Oh my goodness! Oh, shout out to nephew. Happy birthday, nephew! Again. Oh, and also, oh, I completely forgot to mention Miss Jim Bragg. Happy birthday, Miss AKA Miss Cocoa Buttery. I completely missed on Monday. And I definitely wanted to shout you out. Hopefully I can clip this and send it to you. Um, happy healthy birthday. I forgot exactly what you said. You were turning this year. But yes, major shout out to Jim Bragg. I'll make sure to tag her in here, and that way she can see it at least. And yeah, Jen Bragg, for those of you who don't know, aka Miss Coco Buttery herself, is an entrepreneur, scientist. She's a African American scientist based out of Philadelphia, and but currently, I'm sorry, born and raised in Philadelphia. Let me rephrase that. Hopefully, I'm saying this correctly, Jen. Correct me if I'm wrong, wherever I'm wrong. Hopefully, I can get you on here for one of the Wheel of Life Wednesday check-ins. But yeah, Jen Bragg has been amazing. She was one of my mentors behind the scenes uh, way back. I want to say like, has it been 10 years? I don't even know if it's 10 years or not, but approximately, yeah, like about 10 years. But yeah, something like that, almost 10 years. And, obviously, whatever advice she has given me over the years has obviously impacted me to continue this entrepreneurial journey of my own. I mean, in her journey, and I'll make sure I have her product as well. If she does agree to come on for the Will of Life Wednesday Live, one of these Wednesdays, um, she has this amazing. I know y'all always asking me, how do I have my skin clear and like so youthful? And I owe it to Jim Bragg and Cocoa Buttery because the Cocoa Buttery is an all natural um, body cream, and she has body butter. She has all types of different products I prefer the original cream. I bought a couple of jars like when she first launched, and I'm down to my final jar. And I just sent her a picture to let her know, like, girl, I still have your cocoa buttery. Like, I mean, I use it sparingly at times because I just love it and I love the original. I mean, obviously she's updated it. It's now Genesis. That's available on Amazon. I'll be sure to again if we have her on, she's available to talk more about the product and drop links in the description box so that way anyone who may have allergies, specifically created for anybody that is struggling with eczema. And I cannot wait to share her story with her. You know what? Let me see. I'm gonna try and see if she would come on here. If so, I'm not sure. I know she's in a different time zone, but let me just see. I'm gonna try my luck. Let me see what happens. Um, but yeah, it's amazing, and hopefully she can chime in on Instagram right quick, just to share a little bit about it because it's her birthday week. Yeah, her birthday is right after my nephew's birthday. We'll see if she's chimes in. All right. But in the meantime, in between time, let me move on to the next category, which is education. All right. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your education category? And all you to answers in the chat. Let me explain. Let me read off the definition. So, education is the process of receiving or giving systematic instruction, typically at a university or, typically at a school or university for an enlightening experience. All right. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your education category for this week? And I would say, I remember what answer I gave for this. I believe education. I think I was at like an 8 because again, reading these books have really like doing the thing. I can't even describe it. Like it's just been great. I mean, obviously, yes, this is the reason people read books is to grow, to learn, and grow. But these books in particular are just, I guess, just hitting my spirit different. Maybe it's just because of where I'm at in life right now. I'm not exactly sure, but it's just interesting to see how it's working. Oh, you said no, I didn't. No, he didn't. LOL. Okay, that's cool. I'm glad he didn't see all that. All right, so yeah, um, just reading and drawing to redefine. Uh, as I reflect, reset for this Year's journey. Okay. All right, cool. So, all right, you said education is a 5 out of 10. Okay. Didn't learn anything yet. Okay, all right. Never too late. YouTube University is always there 24/7. Um, if ever you want to learn and grow in any particular category. Um, I would say thank God that it is 24/7 because sometimes, during the sleepless nights, I just have been up watching videos and watching podcast interviews and taking my notes and like really cultivating a lot of, I guess, words that I am still trying to find within myself, you know? And so it definitely, and then obviously I get sidetracked with certain things that, um, you know, ideas for content creation and whatnot. So there's that part. Well, that part as well, I should say. But yeah. All right. So moving right along, the next category is personal personal growth. All right. So personal growth is defined as the process of becoming aware of self entirely. All right, like basically themselves entirely, followed by taking steps to sorry, followed by taking steps to address the behavior, attitudes, values, actions, and habits that they wish to change. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your personal growth category for this week? And I would say, while you guys are typing your answers in the chat, um, I would say I'm at a 9 because yeah, I uh, redefining myself has been at the top of my action list. Uh, well, I should say top of my to-do list and actions for this week. Um, it's also been great to connect with uh, a few people a few years ago when I first started this entrepreneurial journey. The growth has been quite evident. All right. So, all right. So you said personal growth is 6 out of 10 for this week. All right, neutral. Got you. Got you. Yeah. Um. That's you know one thing I can say is that I'm sure many people hear the word change and hear the word growth, but there's still many avenues that they have to take in order to, or there's a process that is required and steps that are required to initiate the change itself. And so, every time I come to this particular category, it makes me realize that I should probably do like a little mini masterclass course thing on just the change, like the steps, the course of action to initiate change and to stay consistent with maintaining the changes. Um, because this is something that, again, just realizing that in defining myself, I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? Reflecting on the past, it's interesting that it's very like change is a part of the process. So, hey, welcome. Yeah, not everybody is aware of what this process is, unfortunately. But, um, but yeah. In any case, all right. The next category is love life, which is divided into subcategories. So the first one is self love, and the other category is romantic love. All right. So we'll start with self love first. Okay. So self love is the act of treating yourself with kindness and respect, nurturing your growth and your well being. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your self love category for this week? And you're typing in the chat. I will say, I would say I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8 this week. All right. Um, and I would say, you know, revisiting past life experiences has really allowed me the opportunity to love and appreciate all of the work that I've been putting into uh, developing myself to be best mom that best of all hats hats that I've been wearing over the years. Put it that way. Okay. All right. So, um, yeah, I would say that is my response for this week. All right. In the chats. All right. Nobody's in the YouTube chat right now. I see them watching though. They watching. All right. And while you type it in the Instagram chat, I'll move on to the next category, which is romantic. Sorry, next subcategory, which is romantic. Welcome, romantic love life. So, romantic love life is the act of courtship behaviors of one person to express their overall feelings of attraction toward another. Also defined as a narrative genre in literature that involves a mysterious, adventurous, and spiritual storyline where the focus is on a quest involving bravery and strong values. All right. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your romantic love life for this week? All right. And while y'all are typing your answers in the chat, I would say I would say I'm neutral. You know, those they try to they shooting they shot. I ain't even gonna hold you. You know, they like to shoot their shot, but you know, I must say that I gotta block the shots because um what you call it? It's the me time right now. It's me time, and I realized that a lot of them, you know, a lot of guys don't care about it being me time. Like, you know, they're not really interested. They're most of them are only interested in one thing, and um, because of this, because I already know this from life experiences over the years, um, you know, I realized that there's nothing that they're not really going to be able to do much of anything for me because it's out of alignment with where I'm looking to be at in life this year. So no slip ups. All right. So self love. Okay, you said 8 out of 10. I realized my life is not as bad as I thought. Okay. Yes. Yeah. You know that is the greatest gift of all, right? Is to be able to be to have gratitude for have an attitude of gratitude for all of the things that you know where life is at and where life is taking you, despite whatever changes you may be going through right now. So Um, yeah. Uh, and you said romance is 7 out of 10. Okay, I'm happy. All right. That is excellent. Love it. All right. All right. All right. So the next and final category for the wheel of life is career. Career. All right. And you said, okay, yeah, it's not the best, but I'm happy. All right, listen, happiness is always a start. Oh, you meant to say it's not perfect. Okay, okay, yeah. I mean, that's just fine. All right. So, a career is an occupation undertaken for a significant period of a person's life in which opportunities for progression exist. All right. So, uh, with that said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about your career category for this week? And while you are typing your responses in the chat, I am going to say, I feel like I'm, you know, I forgot, I think I said it was 7. It was like between a 7 and a 9. You know, it's a little, it all depends on the perspective of it, because um, when I, you know, doing reflections this week has uh, enlightened me to a lot of different uh, experiences that have taken place over the years. Uh, you know, as far as being the group that everybody knows here that focuses on dads and grads. Um, you know, it doesn't always receive, people don't always receive it too great because I got people get triggered by the dad's part. And especially me being female, it's like, why are you concerned with dads? Aren't you a mom? And you know, I face a lot of criticism uh, for many different reasons. One, because dad, dad's part, dads and grads. When I'm clearly not a dad, I am clearly, you know, a mom. You know, although I have had to play both roles for a number of years, when their father pretty much trying to vanish with the face of the earth. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. Not right now. But uh, Yeah, a lot of people are just like, why are you wasting your time with this demographic? And interesting enough, like it helps their children more so than them, but with helping their children and helping their wives and significant others, um, obviously it helps the whole family. So, although people get triggered with this dads and grads, I've been having a lot of challenges with getting the proper funding for dads and grads to continue serving at the highest capacity. Um, I can say that this roller coaster ride, I believe, is worth it because there are so many amazing dads out there, father figures, also graduates who are preparing to be dads, or at least have the aspiration of becoming a father. And yeah, like there's nothing wrong with acknowledging this, at least not from my perspective. And a lot of my work has been inspirational to couples. And so, um, literally, dads and grads is, for what it's worth, this the marketing part to really get the message out. But sometimes the message gets a little bit lost in translation by people's triggers. Clearly makes me realize that the workbook is necessary for people to process all of these triggers and emotions that they're facing um, over the course of the time that I've been doing this. So, um, yeah, interesting. But I can say that, um, I do feel, I think I feel fine because it does make me feel like I'm very fulfilled within my life's purpose of pursuing this um, demographic and really supporting them and really shedding light on the levels that is needed within this demographic uh, when it comes to the mental health aspect of financial wellness. So there's that. All right, you said career for you is at a 6 out of 10. It's still a work in progress. Okay, progress is good. It is very good. All right. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of progress then. All right, so yeah, I just said. Um, let's write the controversy of the grants, triggers. I can say that his career path seems very filling. What did I spell wrong? Okay. As um leads to my life's purpose. Yeah. All right. All right, cool. And here we are to the final part of the check-in, which is moving. Oops, my bad. Moving forward. Right. So, moving forward, describe your number one financial goal for 2025. And as you all may or may not know, my financial goal 2025 is to have a positive financial in the lives of at least 800 dads in leadership position. And I realize I have to specify neurodivergent. because many of these leaders, uh, in some way, form, or fashion, are connected to the neurodivergent community, whether they themselves are neurodivergent or they have family, friends, loved ones that are neurodivergent. This all has an impact on their finances in some way, form, or fashion. Um, so yeah, that part. All right. You said, but I'm gonna have to be okay. I gotta make sure nephew is in bed. All right, no problem, no problem. I appreciate you coming out and checking in as always. And so I guess I'll just finish the song real quick. Good night. All right, so which of the following categories do you feel is holding you back the most financially? AKA, what's your biggest area of growth? I would say, for me personally, my biggest area of growth would be, I would say education, right? And as far as education, say what action plan are you willing to execute this week to work towards the education category? So the hard goal, I would say, is to uh, continue. Well, I guess not really continue to document the process of my and journey each day. That, uh, each day that I get the chapter, uh, the designated book, or YouTube video. All right. And then as for the easy action plan, is just to engage in reading books, uh, um, YouTube videos, um, related movies, and podcast episodes. And the fun part would be to apply these sources to my life story, life stories, and experiences for the sake of um, empowering our community of dads and grads to get to be encouraged during relatable life situations. And the last step is to answer the question: are you interested in joining Ruthie's Road to the 800 Club mission for 2025? Of course, answer will be oh yes. All right. So the next cohort has already started January 26th. Um, but the following cohort, you can click this. I believe this link will take you to the wait list for the next cohort. And before you submit, you will click this little toggle thingamajig here to send me a copy of my responses. And oh shoot. All right. So when you do it, you will actually have the option to submit. For whatever reason, I am not in the proper format of form. So with that said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and jump back on here and let y'all know that this concludes will of this week's Will of Wednesday check-in for all of you that read out there. And I just want to say that I hope that if you got some anything from this situation here, this check-in, please do not hesitate to hit that subscribe button on YouTube and follow button on Instagram so that way you do not miss out on the latest and greatest of what I have in store for you guys. All right. So hopefully an amazing rest of the week. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye.